Welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly
and
Tyler Hymanson.
And we have another special guest in the house tonight, resident Los Angeles artist, Ieva Berberian. Thanks for being here with us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So you're an artist around town here. What kind of art do you do? Tell us.
Everything dark. I write
Perfect.
dark wave music, lots of synths.
Perfect.
80s drum beats. And then I also draw creepy black and white flesh-eating monsters with, just creepy
Nice.
stuff.
Well, that was one of the reasons I reached out and wanted to have you on here, because I knew we were having dinner with a group of people, and we were all talking about horror movies, and you seemed like you were a horror buff, and you draw horrific images for fun.
It's fun. It's,
So,
it's like therapy for me.
Exactly.
I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
Hopefully not like the therapy in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. What movie are we talking about this week? We have... I'm sorry, Eva. We brought you on for quite the doozy on this one.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Actually, you got to choose. You chose this one specifically. So
I did.
We're talking about it's just called Cult of Chucky.
Cult of Chucky.
From 2017 straight to video and video on demand.
1440.
Uni 1440. Love you.
Strikes again. Oh, man. Well, I don't know. I guess we should just...
Well, we can trailer.
I mean, what do you want to say? Something else?
Well, this is the last one that we know of in this line for now.
That's true. The Don Mancini age.
The Don Mancini age. So
It's breaking off.
Let's see how Mancini brings it to the bookend.
The masterpiece.
I was 6. My babysitter was murdered.
And they never caught him?
Justice was done.
Wanna play?
Nica, the murders were real.
Chucky never was.
That's right. He was a fantasy, a delusion.
Are you feeling better now?
I don't blame you for being afraid. I was very ill. Chucky told me. He's coming for you.
It's important that we all explore it together as a group. I think I have something that will help. Whoa.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
First, he'll kill each and every one of you in the most horrible ways you can imagine. And then he'll kill me too.
Oh, God. Blah, blah. Chucky's coming for you. Blah, blah. You want to play? Blah, blah. Oh, God. So this is a direct continuation of the previous film, pretty much.
So this is one of those things where we talked about the rated and unrated version that had the ending with Andy of the last movie. And this movie starts with Andy. And it's like if you watched the rated version, you'd be like, what? Who? Huh?
They briefly showed a flashback of him shooting Chucky. In
but you'd be like, I don't remember. Did that scene happen?
during his exposition date that he had.
Yeah.
Where the thing I didn't understand about the date is where the girls, he's like, oh, you Googled me, like, so you know about my horrible past.
Stupid internet.
And then she's like, yeah, my babysitter was murdered, and they never caught the person. And she's like, oh, I think it's time for me to go. And it's like, you Googled him. Like, we've established this. Like, you already
why
knew
did you even show up?
Like, you already knew these things.
I wish you wanted to break up with him in person.
Well, to be fair, he has a really long commute because they're having a date in downtown Los Angeles, and then he drives to his snowy cabin.
Yeah. She wanted
In
to
Canada.
surprise him with this knowledge and see how he reacted in real time.
Yes.
He said the wrong things, I guess.
Ieva, have you...
He chose the wrong conversation.
Had you seen this movie before or any of the Chucky movies? Oh, okay.
I did. But I rewatched it the other day, and it's just as spectacular.
Got it.
Yeah, so what's your relationship with Charles Lee Ray, Chucky?
I never. There's something about dolls, and I don't care. You can show me blood, guts, gore, whatever. Something about this doll that never appealed to me. And like I was saying, I don't know if it's his outfit
Yeah.
I think it's the outfit
Too
or something.
colorful.
Maybe I read too much about Robert the Doll. Like I thought, oh my god, okay, is this gonna pass on to me? Am I gonna inherit this spirit? So I never really liked it. It grossed me out.
Fair enough. But you've seen all the movies?
I have, but not. Like, it wasn't not even consecutively. I don't even know which order I watched them in. But oh my gosh,
You hear that, listeners? You face the thing that you're afraid of.
That's right.
I'm trying.
6 or 7 times. At least. So yeah, we start off with Andy, and I got to say, I really was digging all the Andy stuff in this movie.
Yeah, I like the Andy stuff, although it does look like it was shot like on somebody's iPhone.
Well, yeah, maybe. I just love this opening scene. I don't know if I love I don't know. The date was kind of funny.
I wanted more Andy and less Nica.
Yes,
sorry.
please. That would have been so nice.
Even though as an adult, I'm not really sure. Like, we didn't even really get to see Andy do that much acting, so I can't really say he's bad or good.
Right,
but
right.
I just would have. I care more about him.
His
than
character is more compelling, whether or not he's a better actor or not. I think he was
right.
doing fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole interaction, like he comes home to his cabin in the woods up in the California mountains. Or wherever we are at this point. Where are we?
It's Canada.
Canada. Well, I know it's Canada, but
It must be outside Chicago, because she would be placed in a asylum near.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. And we see that he still has the Chucky head there.
Yep.
And it's awesome.
That's so cool.
It's just it still has this shotgun blast hole through its head, still talking and everything.
And he's just been torturing it.
Yeah.
He's been Sid in Toy Story.
Down for that.
Yeah.
Save too. It has to unlock him.
Yeah.
And when and Chucky's there oh, she didn't want to play, and I thought that was a great Brad Dourif.
Like they're buddies now.
yeah. Like they've got this fucked up relationship.
Yeah. It's you're my prisoner, but we live together, and I don't know.
Well, yeah, you're a part of me, I'm a part of you. I feel like let's just deal with it.
And just the
point.
aggressive cut to the credits, where he's he's got this blowtorch and he's burning Chucky, and Chucky's screaming ah! And then just smash cuts into the opening credits, and I was like, that was a great opening for this movie. I was in at that point. I was like, yes, let's see some sweet Chucky revenge, or revenge against Chucky.
And then we cut to the most understaffed psych ward on the planet.
Oh my god!
Hey, it's medium security. They don't need.
They apparently have a set of quintuplets that work the front desk, and they're all the same guy.
Yeah, I was like, this place is managed worse than the American Horror Story Asylum. You thought it couldn't get any worse, but this place is. I think people were actually helped more at that one than here.
I was like, this isn't how places are. They just let them have sex the first day they're there.
Well, I guess we'll get to that.
And all the staff plays into people's delusions, except for the cripple. Don't. She's a murderer. Don't
Also,
touch her.
You know how gaslighting is convincing women that something is not happening when it is.
Yeah.
Can we say that now between this and Glass, let's make glass lighting the thing where it's if it's a supernatural thing that you're trying to convince them is not happening, but it is, let's just be glass lighting.
Yeah,
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
I gotta say that movie did cross my mind multiple times while watching this. It's so
totally.
funny.
Yeah.
It's just so we got this whole Nica's in a
Nica is being moved from a high security facility to a medium security facility.
where they strap you down, and they apparently still do shock therapy.
Well, yeah, I mean, this movie's not very
right?
The Midwest is fucked up, Justin.
Shock therapy is a thing, but it helps a lot of people, but it's very gentle. It's not that image of the the convulsing. It's a very, very gentle current that actually does help a lot of people, but it's not like that, and that's a bad
the one they were doing in the movie
that they should not show anymore in movies.
He was crank it to 11.
Yeah.
Watch her burn.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad.
It was.
Yeah, and he poked her with a needle because he was she's a pincushion down here because she's paralyzed. It's messed up.
Yeah, that was.
So I guess
Worst doctor.
We do get the answer to are they handling her disability well, and we get a definitive no.
No.
Definitely not.
Any gray areas from the previous movie are washed away.
Yeah.
We're not getting to that just yet. What else is happening at this fun asylum?
They're just letting all the patients roam around together, chatting it up.
They have group therapy with like a bunch of people with completely disparate illnesses and crimes. Like you're all in a group now because you're the only 5 patients here.
There is a lady who I do very much enjoy. She's older. Has a little bit of a Sissy Spacek vibe, and is very much like, "Can you see me?" And Nica's like, "Yeah, I can see you." She's like, "I've been dead for 20 years, and like no one else here can see me." And then someone else probably would be like, "Yeah, that's just her. Like everyone can see her. It's fine."
And this starts a series of I don't know, 30 jump scares where people are just standing too close to you or appear out of nowhere.
These are public transit jump scares.
I feel like that was the first scare that I felt in the movie, where she's standing there and he...
Yeah, all of a sudden he's just like, "Hey!" And then he's just like,
we were watching it and we were just like, "Oh, fuck!" It was terrifying.
Don't talk to... Yeah, it's like a nurse being like, what are you talking about? Everyone can see you, you idiot.
Which is funny.
I guess.
It was funny to me. Because she was coming, I was buying it. I was like, oh, maybe Nica's special. That's what this is about. Chucky's voodoo knife gave her, special powers or something.
Yeah, I was kind of part of me was hoping, when I saw that lady, I was like, oh, man, is this going to be Andy's mom or something?
I also was maybe that they recast her. Yeah. It's an older white lady. It could be her. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was going to be. And I was like, oh, no, it's just some random lady.
Yeah.
She gets phone privileges, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, gosh.
Talk to all her homeless friends. I don't know. She said she was home. They found her on the street.
Yeah, I know. I love how the movie kind of tries to make a point about homelessness and mental illness, and then just kind of loses interest halfway through.
Oh, it's just real bad, yeah.
She was on the street, but I guess we're all kind of homeless in our own way. Anyway, this scene's happening. It's over now.
I've got one move in the therapy playbook. It's bring out the thing you're scared of most.
Why is that always the thing?
I've got something that'll help a Chucky doll.
I did where they said, "Where did you get that?" And he said, "I ordered it from Hot Topic." I was like, that's a good one.
Don Mancini knows what's up.
Yeah, I like that they were like, wait, but he said his name was Chucky. How'd they do that? And I was like, well, they had 50 different names, and
2%.
Yeah, 2% of them were named Chucky. I was like, what? Okay, whatever.
That makes sense.
That seems very sophisticated for a toy factory that was modeled after the Jokers.
You know it was in the 80s, right?
Yes.
A toy factory in the 80s. Popular toy from the 80s. They say that.
It was from the 80s.
Popular children's toy from the 80s is killing you. Yeah.
Did Don Mancini direct this one again?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
He did indeed.
Because he did the same, rotating overhead shot on a bowl of food that went on for a really long time. I was like, this again.
Yeah, there's a lot. In the
He's
movie,
like, I should have directed Chef.
Chucky's Table.
That's the next one.
There's tons of callbacks in this movie too. One of the first therapy scenes. I don't think we talked about this joke in Bride of Chucky, but they call back to the whole multiple mass murderer joke.
Oh, right.
They're like, no, it's actually a mass murderer. Or multiple murderer? Yeah. They call back. There's lots of Bride of Chucky callbacks actually.
There
in
is.
this movie. We'll get to that later. But shit is going bonkers at this.
Yeah, it seems
hospital.
like everybody in her group has committed some sort of violence. Mm-hmm. Someone burned a house down.
Although they didn't say, what about multiple Malcolm?
They don't say what he did.
I guess he's just there for being multiple personalities.
They didn't. It wasn't
or
one of his
dissociative identity disorder, as it's supposed to be called, I believe.
That's right. Yeah. One of his personalities is really strong.
Michael Phelps.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
yeah. He has. Yeah, it's just like the Beast, except he's really good at swimming.
And then Mark Zuckerberg too.
Yeah. Yep, Mark Zuckerberg, yeah.
And they have those same, flashing lights that they kept pulling on McAvoy
That's
at the
right,
glass place.
For the hypnotizing scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, they've convinced her through hypnotism and rape that she committed all the murders herself and that Chucky is not real.
Right. Yeah. But, you don't get... I don't think you don't get early on in the movie that, she's been convinced of this. I feel like you still feel like
you don't know if
she's playing
faking
along.
It or not. It's not clear.
Right, yeah. To me, I felt like, she's playing along and she still secretly believes Chucky. She's just telling people this stuff to shut up. Shut
Well,
them
also,
up.
I feel like they didn't. This is jumping ahead. They didn't properly seed in the first half that like this doctor was abusing her while she was under hypnotism. So when he like admitted it, or when that became clear that was happening, I was like, really? Because it really had not.
I got sleazeball vibes from him. Like,
no, but like I definitely didn't. I didn't seem like it was at that level.
I think it plays into Don Mancini's cynicism of people seeking help.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Because like you definitely got just like generally creepy, don't trust the therapist vibes, but certainly not in the really shocking, awful way. And this is actually one of the things that I like. So like there's a live Chucky, like Chucky comes alive in this institution. Spoiler alert, right? But we're talking about the psychologist in the rape scene.
Yeah.
And like Chucky witnesses it and he's just like, holy fuck, this dude's fucked up.
Yeah. like Chucky's like, I love to kill people, but like I'm not about the like rape and like sexual assault.
Like, should I be taking notes?
Yeah. It's so fucked up, like it's gross. Like I'm gonna kill him, but like damn.
Yeah. Also like, wow, okay, yeah.
Which I thought was effective in talking about how fucked up it was, I guess. And it got a laugh out of me, and I feel guilty about it.
But he does also, eventually when he kills that doctor, he says, like, this is for Nica, right?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you, like, did which is kind of like, all right. Yeah.
He
Like,
kills her with the shoe.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And okay, it's one thing for the doctor to be rapey, but I feel like him having a foot fetish is just too far.
Yeah, that
like,
was
I
real
was like,
gross.
no.
That was so gross.
And it's like it's a foot fetish that she can't feel. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was a Chucky that was mailed to the clinic, and then the caregiver for Lucy, Nica's niece, shows
Alice.
up. And Alice, I'm sorry. Shows up and offers another Chucky doll.
Yeah, and she then makes a Star Wars reference.
And she is definitely Jennifer Tilly.
Yes.
She looks a lot like her.
Yeah. Oh, right. She's claiming not to be Jennifer.
Tell you? Yeah.
Yeah, but she's like, I think that Alice died of a broken heart. And I was like, bring out the droid doctor to tell us. But at least they did explain why. And who knows if they actually knew that they were going to do this at the end of the last one, but they explained why he Dembellaed into Alice and then later was seen at Andy's.
Which is a pretty weak ass explanation. He basically just says, I was on voodooForDummies.com and I found this fun new spell.
Well, I was wondering if they were going to... they explained that way at the end of the movie, and I was like wondering if they were just never going to explain it.
Well, the first time he does the spell, like, I think it's like...
He says something different.
Buku.
Yeah.
It's like many, or like...
He doesn't say Ade Due.
Yeah,
like
Ade Due
or something, yeah.
It's like... my
he
French
changed
is
a
not,
word.
like,
He changed one word.
Like, you know, if you would say, like, merci beaucoup, I think it's like beaucoup. Like, the thank you very much is like the much. So,
Side note, I swear to God, I saw a guy at Disneyland this weekend wearing a shirt that said Dumbala on it.
Oh, really?
He was like going into the bathroom as I was leaving, and I wasn't going to turn around and be like, hey, what's your shirt say? In the bathroom. But I was like, I think his shirt said Dumbala.
It was Brad Dourif.
I also didn't know. I think, hopefully I would have recognized him, but maybe not. But I thought that was funny. Yeah, so we should say, the cat's out of the bag a little bit here. There's multiple Chuckies.
Multiple Malcolms.
And he's just like dumbballing copies of himself into like different dolls that show up.
And people.
That's true.
Yeah.
And people. Very scary.
So the doll that first shows up, which is one that rape therapist brings up.
Wait. You cannot put the rape like you cannot use the word rape to modify therapist. You have to say he's a
therapist who rapes.
Rape. Yeah, you know, like a rape therapist makes it sound like
he's the
massage therapist.
He's the analysis and the therapist.
He's the rapist.
He's an analyst.
Therapist, rapist, maybe.
He's the star of Sean Connery's
The raping therapist. The rapist therapist? Yeah. You can't say the therapist rapist because it sounds like he's raping.
He only rapes therapy. No, this is terrible. What are we doing?
Hey, in 2019, there's got to be terms for all these different possibilities.
Sure.
Should have researched that before. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
I apologize for my insensitivity.
Anyways, the rapey doctor.
Yeah, the rapey doctor had one Chucky that when it arrives is not possessed. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
And then somebody in the therapy group is like, "It's my baby," and then they're like, "That's fine." Like, I brought this out for a different purpose, but let's see where this goes.
I hate that they're all just like, "Leave her alone. It's her baby." And they're all just like, "Go put your baby to sleep, lady." Okay. Would they do that? Like,
no,
they wouldn't be like playing into their delusions like that, right?
No,
I hope not.
That's not how you treat somebody.
I was going to say, I think that doll was possessed. It must have been possessed at that
I
point.
think he possesses it afterwards.
No, the first doll. Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, because she
The
spent so
Tiffany
much
one
time-
is possessed from the
Yeah,
beginning.
the Tiffany one is.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
So
You're
do you
right.
when they're walking across the hallway and they kind of cross paths?
I think he does something in that, like maybe he's muttering under his breath or something like
They
that.
specifically
I think,
show the scene of him possessing the baby doll. Or
right.
Because I thought it was
No,
when
that
they
was the
crossed
third one.
hallway.
That was the third one.
The short hair.
No,
one.
yeah, the shot seems like that something else has happened. So if it was possessed
No,
at that point, but I
there's a
just
scene
don't know
where-
how he would do that.
There's a scene where Nica says something to Malcolm like, "Oh, he could have, they could both be possessed somehow," and they show a scene of like the Chucky doll in her room demoling into the other doll.
Oh, okay.
Because she's like, "Oh, they could have switched somehow." Like,
Yeah.
Why did the one that I burned hands like? They do this like thing out of the thing,
Right,
where they're, like,
right.
burning
They just,
his
like,
hand.
"Ah!"
Yeah, they're like.
So what was that lady's name again? The mom lady that killed her baby.
I feel like it was like Maria or something.
Anyways,
Madeline. I think.
Madeline.
Yeah.
What did Ieva, what did you think of her sketches of Chucky?
Oh God! Actually, they were pretty good, right? They were pretty like.
Well, they were
detailed.
recognizable as Chucky, so
Yeah.
I guess
They definitely were creepy.
They were creepy.
Yes, something I would draw for sure.
They had like the really they were like really skinny like line work, right? Like almost like not quite scary stories to tell in the dark, but like close to.
Yeah, totally. They were like pencil sketches.
Yeah. So then there's two Chuckies after Jennifer Tilly, not Jennifer Tilly.
Tiffany Valentine.
Yeah, drops off another one. And we've glossed over Michael and Malcolm and his relationship
Mark.
with Nica.
Mark, Michael, Malcolm, Charles.
Yeah.
she had sex with
Mark.
Michael Phelps, right?
I think so.
yeah, and then later the guy didn't know because it was the other one that had sex with her.
Yeah,
He was
so
like, what?
This guy has multiple personality disorder, and he seduces Nica like instantly, and then we get a sequence of them fucking in a stairwell. Well, in
I
Nica's
thought
wheelchair.
everything waist down was a pincushion.
That's apparently.
That's
I don't think that's what. Yeah, I
I'm just
mean,
kidding.
yeah.
It's terrible. I'm sorry.
It's in the same way that they knew that Brand couldn't have kids. That Michael goes to find out. And it's a weird scene that's shot from above with her legs just out. Like, it's really. It's like I don't think that's how that works, like
Yeah.
at all.
It was just in a hallway. Like someone would have.
And like it was
one of the
those,
two staff members probably would.
and it was one of those things that I was just like, how does Brad Dourif feel?
I know.
about
I
this?
thought about that too. Not that fathers should have any control over their daughter's sexuality,
No.
but like, yeah, that's an awkward thing to film when your dad is
especially just like pretend like your
star
legs
of the
don't work.
movie.
Also pretend to orgasm.
Oh god. Yeah, that scene was terrible.
Yeah. And it's solely there so that she can be embarrassed.
Yeah, later when he doesn't remember.
Remember.
Yeah.
So that's our cast of characters. I guess we get the first person who's killed. There's somebody who's just incredulous in the group, which is like, she's a murderer. She's the worst murderer among us.
Oh yeah, the Asian lady.
Yeah.
The lady who burned her house
Was her
down.
name
Or whatever.
Claire? No.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
She
Claire's right,
hates Nica.
Which like,
Yeah,
yeah,
fair enough.
She's a multiple murderer.
Yeah.
Mass murder.
You got it. You got it.
At some point, Chucky goes to the like nurses station where there's like literally 2 nurses, like a guy and a girl. But he opens a drawer in the nurses station that just says sharps. It's completely unlocked. He opens it and there's like all these knives. And, like, I'm pretty sure in a hospital something like that would be locked. Also, I think sharps usually refers to like syringes, not knives.
And so I'm watching this movie, and my girlfriend goes, "Well, I think sharps would be underneath linens," and I'm like, "There's a drawer that's just called sharps? Like, is this a thing?" And she's like, "No, I don't think it's a thing." I'm like, "Then what are you talking about?"
No, because sharps disposal is where you throw the syringes away.
Yeah. But it's not like a masking tape. Like, this is where we keep the knives. And there's also the nurse in this movie could also be she's wearing a stripper's nurse outfit.
She was an extra in the movie The Nurse. Yeah, 3D. The Nurse 3D. Yeah.
Well, because the doctor is.
Oh, fair enough. That makes sense. He has the criteria.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then the guy, the actual nurse,
Nurse Carlos.
Yeah, Nurse Carlos.
He's very nice.
He's very nice, and then like he's nice to Nica, and then he is like, "But like, I don't respect you like at all."
Hold up. Okay, I didn't. So I have the Blu-ray. I didn't get to watch there's deleted scenes, and I didn't have time to watch them. But I'll tell you the names of 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
One of them is called. The first one is called Nurse Carlos Sells Photos of Nica.
No.
And then there's a one later called Nurse Carlos Apologizes. So I was like,
they try to like make him sympathetic because he's like his husband has MS or something like that. So he's like, oh, I understand like your disability or whatever. So I guess maybe he would be trying to make money for treatment or something.
I don't know.
Ugh.
He's also like, but we can't be friends.
Right.
But yeah, he's definitely built up in the movie to be like, he's the nice nurse and he'll be there to help you or whatever. Yeah. Not sell photos of you, whatever those are. I didn't see if they were like sleeping photos or creepy.
Just like paparazzi.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Or headshots.
Yeah.
He's selling headshots.
Stock photos.
Agents.
Girl in wheelchair.
You know, Nica, once you get out of here, you're going to be big. You're going to be big, girl. You're going to be big. I'm selling you headshots all around Chicago. I'm so sorry, Nica. I shouldn't have sold those.
I shouldn't have sold those photos to the MS Foundation. I just thought they could do some good. Stab. Yeah. So, as this is happening, Andy then decides that he has to start making his way towards the institution.
Yeah, I forgot how he found out.
He's
on the
seen,
website, right? He's looking.
Yeah, there's a couple deaths.
Oh,
happen,
right.
And then he sees the news the news on PerezHilton.com.
Oh, God.
Maybe that's where the photos were being sold.
Yeah.
That's actually
that probably is what it is. Yeah.
That's
gosh.
probably right.
Okay, so it wasn't nudie pictures. That's good.
Yeah. Just sell them to the press.
So then he decides, well, I'm going to save Nica.
He tried already to argue with the therapist, like that Chucky was real.
Oh, yeah, he showed up. Yeah.
Back in 2013.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if this was supposed to be right after that, I guess.
Yeah, they told him to go away, sadly.
They were like, oh, yeah, why don't you go make movies? It's cool technology, bro.
Oh, yeah, even though he had the head right there.
Yeah,
like,
oh, yeah. He was like, here, look. And he like, what was he? Was he shooting it in the head?
Yeah, he was shooting it, and Chucky was going, ow!
I'm like, wow, that's incredible. Yeah, you're a regular Harryhausen.
Yeah, cool parlor tricks. Get out of here, you jerk. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
So this is the part of the movie where I get confused.
How so?
Well, so we got multiple Chuckies running around, right? And then we also have multiple Malcolm running around. And then we also have creepy ghost lady who seems to be on Chucky's side.
She gets killed pretty fast.
Yeah, she gets killed.
She's like the first. She's the first death. I think.
Yeah. She doesn't ever get dembellaed.
I don't think she's on his side. I think she's just
confused.
Like really, she's like the most out there of it.
Does she die first? Does she die first, or is the grave scene happen?
No, she dies first.
Okay, so basically, when Jennifer Tilly shows up, we bury the lead here. She basically tells Nica that her niece is dead.
Yeah,
died of a broken heart. I know we said that, but like she's dead.
Which I thought was fucked up. They just got Dumballa'd and then killed. I don't know. You don't at that point. You don't.
Well,
know
yeah. The way Chucky's really fucked up about it. He's like, it's kind of fun because like people don't expect a small girl. It's kind of like a doll, but like the girls can get hurt and then they're not so cute anymore.
Yeah. So we don't even know how many people he killed while.
That's right.
In Alice.
Yeah. So that's real fucked up. And then Nica is devastated by this. She's just she decides to take her own life and slits her wrist with a piece of
one of the spokes
from her wheelchair that she was able to snap off magically. And Chucky comes in. He's like, fuck that. You can't go so quickly. Stitches her up and then kills Ghost Lady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then in Ghost Lady's blood, in a pool on the floor, it says, Chucky did it.
Yeah, and I love, Nica wakes up in the morning and her blood puddle says, not so fast.
And then Nurse Carlos comes in and she's like, oh, gotta cover it up.
Yeah, she throws the pillow on top of it and he goes to pick it up and she's like, no! Leave it there, I like it. No,
she picked it up and just made like a Forrest Gump happy face.
Yeah. And that
it would look like Chucky on the other side.
And that works, and they don't wash the pillow.
Yeah. And Nica is somehow, throughout the movie, the first person to discover the dead bodies all the time. Because they always have to be like, it was her!
Well, she's the only curious one. I feel like everyone else is too busy.
Right.
That's true.
And
they're just immediately blaming her for everything.
And then we get some weird breastfeeding stuff with the Chucky doll.
That little patch of blood.
No, yeah, it's the worst.
Gross.
It's the
worst.
worst.
So gross.
And then so it's unclear if she's tricked by this or if she's been possessed.
But I think she's just straight up
crazy.
Yeah,
she's been
fallen for Chucky's whatever.
And so she digs a grave, right?
No, the grave's already been dug for the old lady.
Oh,
yeah.
So they bury the patients in view of the other patients.
Yeah, that was established in the establishing shot of the asylum. There's a little graveyard on the side.
Yeah.
Also, I love that establishing shot of the asylum. It looks like a burnt down building. I was like, what?
But in the inside, it looks like the X-Men are there.
Exactly. Is this Legion? I mean,
it's like there's at least 2 James McAvoy movies that could take place in this building.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Oh my god!
You guys know what that is, right? You know what that sound means? Oh, it's that time again for Guess That Tagline with your host Justin Camps. In the hot seat tonight, we got Tyler on the right, Elizabeth Eliz on the left.
Yep.
And in the hot seat tonight, we got Ieva pulling the guest spot. Listen to that crowd. They love it. They love it. Hey, the rules are simple. There's a tagline on the poster on the Wikipedia page. All you guys got to do is guess the tagline. You just got to guess it. You got a minute to guess. This time, since no one got it, I might give you some clues.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you spitball first. But
I thought you were going to edit down how much crowd noise
No,
there
it's
was
more.
on this.
It's more fun. It just keeps going, and I'm like,
riff. Yeah,
I'm like,
okay,
we're gonna.
right.
So, are you guys ready for this or what?
Yes.
Oh, we're ready. We're ready. Excited to
Cult of
play.
Chucky tagline coming up here. Hold on. All right, your minute starts now.
Does it have to do with joining?
No,
Drink the kill aid.
no, that's a good one. Oh man,
Join.
it's kind of like doctor-ish saying.
Oh no, a Chucky a day. That would be awesome.
Like
The killers at
taking
bay.
your medicine, or like
Nope.
make 2 Chuckies and call me in the morning.
That one's so good.
Oh, that is a good one.
Code red.
No. It has to do with needles, I'll say.
Sharps.
Ooh,
Sticking
no.
it to someone or sticking.
That would be good too. You're so
Oh,
close.
God.
Ish. No, you're not really that
Injecting.
I'm gonna say it should have been make 2 Chuckies and call me in the morning.
I do like, or drink the kill aid.
I like drinking the kill aid. Yeah. Shoot. Oh, we need more clues.
Oh, I gave you clues. The answer is, you may feel a little prick. It's a terrible tagline.
Boo!
I'll also, that's like back to making Chucky seem like the rapist.
I know.
Yeah, that could have been a movie just about Rape Doctor.
I know. Well, I'm sorry, you guys, but you know what? Until next time, that's all we have on time for on. Oh, you'll get another chance next time. Oh, wah.
I'm mad at the movie marketing.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Why are we should...
You guys are coming up with some great options.
UD1440, call me.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw that, I was almost like, now I got to do the game, but I just don't like that tagline.
Yeah. It's almost better when it's bad, though.
Totally. One of these days, it'll be so obvious you guys will get it, I'm sure.
And then I'll come up with some even better ones.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you guys win, whoever wins, you can take over hosting duties of Guess That Tagline.
Oh!
And then make me try to guess. I think that's a good prize.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
back to the story. Well, we're talking about breastfeeding.
We're talking about breastfeeding.
Here on Breastfeeding Talk.
Anyway. So we see Crazy Lady throw Chucky into this open grave. Mm-hmm. Then Malcolm goes out there, and then he gets shoved into the grave. Mm-hmm. We assume some Dumbella happens.
Yeah, even though there's no lightning, Pierce. Right. Lame.
Except that apparently Dumbella does not happen, right?
No, it does.
So this is up for debate whether Multiple Malcolm just wants to feel important, or if he was actually possessed by Chucky.
I think he was Dumbella, but Chucky only becomes one of the personalities within him. So then later with that scene where he's talking to her, he could switch back to his other personalities, but then Chucky will come out.
I think it's unclear, but I think that the thing that is more fucked up is that I think that when he kills, he's not Chucky. I think when he actually kills the nurse, he's trying to be important, have the attention.
Well, yeah, because Chucky definitely says, like, you're an imposter or something. Yeah. So it's hard to... Yeah, because I also thought that too. Like,
but it's like if he's fake possessed that way, then why have a whole scene throwing him into a open grave with you?
Yeah, and when he comes out, he has that like sinister look on his face, like I see you, Nica.
Yeah.
Also, I hated that. Okay, so they can't reconcile the fact that Nica can't get outside because there's only stairs in this place apparently, and also it's all snowy. Excuse me, hiccuping. Anyways, so Nica is like watching the whole thing through like a hallway window, and then all of a sudden we get into like screen wipes and split screens of different points of view, and I was like, where the hell is this coming from? Like, this is what are we, like 6 movies in? This has never been a technique that it was real bad out of nowhere, and I was just like, why? So I don't know.
Multiple screens and panels.
And a lot of that comes in because the puppetry in this movie is not great.
I thought it was actually okay. There was one
What about the giant scene where Chucky seems to be made out of a shower curtain made of foil?
Oh, well that was like a weird effect. You're talking about the dream sequence? Yeah. That was that part. That whole sequence, I was like, "Why would that?"
There's also a point in this movie where he walks for about 20 seconds out of focus, and then
walking is not good. It was definitely
the walking is
better
bad
when it's the real puppet or a little person and the like zoomed out thing they did in the original movies. But I don't know. I was like, I didn't want them to take him into CG, but I think it was actually a lot better than I expected.
There was one time I noticed CG for sure, like when he went from just being the doll to like having like the furrowed brow and everything. That one time I noticed it, and then they do it reversed, and I didn't notice it as much on the reverse version where he's like angry and then turns into Chucky. I thought that was a really great shot.
I think they did a good job of just using it to like enhance the puppet's facial expressions instead of just making him completely CG, which is what I thought it was going to be based on that stupid Universal tram video that we saw 2 years ago.
No, it's still mostly a puppet. And since we're talking about Chucky, I want to say that I throughout the movie I was a little bit confused as far as what his like main goal was, but in general I thought that out of all the movies I felt like he felt the most like psychotic and mean-spirited in this movie.
Yes, he was fucking with people the entire time.
Yeah, and I kind of liked that.
Yes.
That he was just like, he seemed really fucked up, and like like there were lots of shots of him like really enjoying like watching someone die or like enjoying killing someone in that moment where his eyes are wide or he's just going like
I think
like
that,
really creepy stuff.
I think this was the first one where he's executing a plan that we don't know.
Yeah,
where he's doing something that and it seems like he knows what he's doing. I think all the other ones seem like this mad scramble to possess a child.
He's like ahead of everyone in this movie,
or to bore us by pouring some food.
I think the way that he killed Claire was the most fucked up to me. She's laying there and she's tied up, and he's got this can or whatever.
Yeah,
and I didn't know what he was going to do with it.
Yeah,
and then of course there's the glass. And you're like, isn't that pretty? And then it just shatters.
And that was my favorite callback to Bride of Chucky.
Yeah. And
that was really fucked up. He's like, does compressed mean what I think it does? And he's like, I honestly am asking. He's like, I honestly don't know. And that's a shot where he's just looking up in awe of like what's happening. And it was just really kind of fucked up. And then the glass totally cuts her head off, which I was like, huh?
Like perfectly.
I was like, no.
What? But okay, that scene was so
that
messed
prosthetic
up.
is cool too, though.
Yeah. So, this is the lady, Claire, who the whole time has been so anti-Nica. It's just a doll. It's just a doll. It's just a doll. Stop playing with that doll. It's a doll. And she's going to throw it away. And like, I guess as she's throwing it away, it bites her.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God, it's real. And immediately the doctors are like, you need to calm down. We're going to go put you in the calm down chair. And they strap her totally down. And inject her with something. the rapey doctor injects her with something. And he's like, what'd you give her? And he's like, 20 milligrams of whatever. And he's like, nothing much, just enough to relax her. And then immediately next sentence, he's like, yeah, she totally can't move at all, but she's awake. Don't worry about it. I was like, that's a little bit more than just to relax her. Now you paralyzed her while she's still awake like that. Okay, now she's going to die because that's super fucked up.
That's foreshadowing what type of doctor he is.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, whatever, shut her up. Yeah. So that death was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
At some point, out of nowhere, another Chucky arrives in the mail.
Right.
And has short hair. And I was like, that looks like Glenn's hair. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And then it wasn't.
But you saw where that Chucky came from, right?
Just
Andy.
Oh, from Andy, yeah, because Andy hides stuff in him.
So yeah.
So here's my question with that.
Totally appear out of nowhere. He pulls it out.
He pulls it out of the safe. So that he make that other Chucky possess it. Does he know that there's multiple Chuckies?
No, it wasn't possessed yet. But I think he knew there were multiple Chuckies.
Okay.
Because Chucky's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he pulls out this Chucky and he mails the Chucky ahead of him to the.
Here's my question: hospital. Is there somebody at the U.S. Postal Service who's just possessing these dolls? Like, is he did Charles Lee Ray is his dad work at the Postal Service? Because
USX or whatever.
USX. Yeah, like what?
They'll take whatever as long as they pay.
I mean, the doll gets possessed
because there's a lot of shipping happening in these movies.
Yeah. Chucky shipping is a major business. Yeah. Man, a lot of people. I mean, they don't know what's in the box. I guess it
could be Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Could be a voodoo enhanced doll. Totally. USX will deliver it. Bad news. It's it's our business.
But there's a weird Chucky with. Why does it have a shaved head just to differentiate it?
No, I think Andy did it. So that because he knew that
then he'll know which one has the gun inside.
Smart,
yeah.
Smart.
And then so the Chuckies start having this argument because their plan is succeeding. Like all this shit's happening, and they're like, now we can go kill fucking Andy. Because we didn't mention Andy shows up to
he commits himself because they won't let him in.
Yeah,
he forcibly commits himself by punching out.
Yeah, he punches a cop, and I love how it's just like one lone cop sitting in front of the insane asylum.
Yeah, he's like, "Go home, buddy."
And so they're all complaining of all these different Chuckies. There was one that was buried. There was one was the baby, and I guess those are the same ones. One of them is missing an arm, is covered in dirt. One of them looks pretty normal.
Yeah.
And then the one that's missing the arm is covered in dirt has been the main ringleader one. And then there's the shaved head one, and they're all arguing over who gets to kill Auntie. And then the one with the shaved head is like, "Look at my fucking hair," and they're like, "Oh fuck, yeah, you're right. Sorry, you go kill him. You go fuck him up good."
It was fun to hear like 3 different Brad Dourif voices coming out of
I like that they had conflict, but at the same time, like they were one and the same. Like it was an interesting
they also
dynamic.
seemed like at one point I was like, are they a hive mind? Because like when they were first like finishing each other's sentence or thoughts as they were going down.
Yeah.
After they've knocked out the rapey doctor for the second time.
For the second time. Which is like he gets knocked out the first time. It's like, oh, he's dead. And then like it's just like, oh, he's totally alive. It's fine.
Yeah.
I wonder if like Charles Lee Ray is like not disillusioning, like weakening his soul by spreading it out into different Chuckies. And like also like I always wondered like what happens to the soul of the person that Chucky is going into, and they sort of like Chucky references like, oh, they're asleep basically.
Yeah, he says hide the soul, so it's not like destroy or consume.
Yeah,
or kill.
they're in the sunken place or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it would be. Like Nica could maybe come back at some point.
Yeah.
But then we find out that Andy has hidden a gun in the tummy of this buzzcut Chucky.
This was like there was only one time I laughed in this movie, and it was at this point where the shaved head Chucky shows up outside Andy's door. Andy is like locked in a padded room.
Yeah.
And he's sitting by himself. The Chucky doll shows up and he's just like looking at him through the window, and they're staring each other down. And he holds up the key card like, and like I laughed at that moment because then he swipes a card, comes in, they fight, and I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Because Chucky's like, even though Andy's totally prepared for this, Chucky still is able to like stab him in the leg and knock him over and run around, and probably could have killed him, honestly.
Right.
But then, all of a sudden, like Andy's like reaching at his, overalls, pulling at his stomach, and like sticks his hand in the stomach.
Yeah, like he Temple of Doom's Chucky.
Yeah, and there was a gun inside, which I was like, oh shit, he prepared for this.
Yeah. Which is badass, and then he kills this Chucky,
and he's great in this movie. All his stuff,
and then just gets locked in this room, and then it's over, and we never see him again.
Yeah. That's true. He kills. He kills
the Chucky that he sent.
Yeah, he shoots it a ton and smashes its head in. Which
he does.
Really gross and great.
This movie has multiple curb stompings. Rapey Doctor is curb stomped by his foot fetish heels that he placed on Nica's legs after Nica is possessed by Chucky and learns to walk again.
Oh yeah, that's.
I could have just waited. Last week I was like, I gotta look up and see if she's actually handy. I could have just waited until this movie and been like,
yeah.
Oh no, she's definitely.
So
not
she
handy.
gets, and I guess like a doll can't walk, and so I guess that's what like the logic is here.
It's not cool because first of all, if she's been born like that her entire life, her legs would be very emasculated, and she wouldn't be able to hold up the weight of her upper body.
Yep.
Because no matter how much manual exercise they do to her, it's not going to be
enough.
Make up for 25 years.
Certainly not enough to stand on one leg and stomp somebody's face in.
Yeah, and then also it really, we kept saying like, is her being in a wheelchair justified by anything? In the first movie, we were like, no. Maybe in the second movie, it'll come around. It doesn't. It's basically you find out it's so that she can be like disabled at different times and be able to fight back, not be able to fight back against Chucky, and then so that they can do this. So that she'll
have
somehow
this weird like.
She'll be weirdly empowered by being possessed by Chucky, which is weird and gross.
Yeah.
So that's the second curb stomp, and then we get
which is real gross too.
It's real gross.
It's like they must have made a whole cast of his face and everything.
Yeah,
they show it so many times.
And like throughout the course of this movie, Sexy Nurse gets killed. Nurse Carlos gets killed.
Nurse Carlos gets killed by 3 Chuckies, which I thought was great. Because the whole time he like shows up like you think he's gonna help, and he's just like immediately killed by
3.
One has a drill, one has a knife, one has a he's got like the broken bottle.
Oh right, yeah,
from the rapey doctor.
And then Nica walks out, kisses Jennifer Tilly. Then the Tiffany doll's in the back. And then I'm confused.
the Tiffany doll laughs as well along with him.
Well, yeah, she got multiple Dumbella too.
Right. Yeah, I suppose. And they're just gonna. Well, the whole time. I was bummed because we had all these ideas about like, oh man, it would be cool, last episode we were taught we always like to try to predict what the next movie is going to be about, and I thought these fun ideas about maybe there's like a literal cult of Chucky where people are like all about Chucky and worshiping him.
Like we can become dolls as well, and we'll be immortal.
Yeah. But they make like. There's like one line where it's like, oh, the cult is growing bigger, or something stupid like that. Where
it's not a cult; it's just clones.
Exactly, it's not the same.
It's Attack of the Clones.
I do like that this pays off. I had spoiled myself slightly because there was I can't remember if it was either a Child's Play. I think it was Child's Play 2, maybe, where they had. The original idea was for there to be multiple Chucky dolls, and I had read that. They finally got to pay that off in this movie. So I like that this was like an idea that they wanted to do,
right,
and paid it off.
Oh yeah. He said that he wanted that in Child's Play 3, but there was never the budget.
I couldn't remember which one. Yeah, it was. But yeah, it was cool that they finally got a chance to do that. But then, I don't know. I just wanted it to be more of a cult thing, it
just ends like all cliffhangery too. It's like, okay, now we've got 2 Tiffany's that we know of, and 1 Chucky is all in Nica that we know of because the other 2 got destroyed, and it's just like, I don't know.
I watched this on Netflix and there was no post credits.
There was nothing on Netflix. Justin,
you guys didn't watch the unrated version?
I guess not.
There wasn't. It was just Netflix had one version.
End, oh boy.
Did you also watch it on Netflix?
But there's like a
yeah. Do you want to say what happens in there's an after credits scene in the unrated version?
Oh no.
Where Kyle tortures the head of Chucky that was left in it.
What?
It's very similar scene to the last movie where you see the head of Chucky back at Annie's place. Sitting there, all of a sudden you see someone walking up to his back door, and it's like frosted over, so you can see the body of a lady, but you can't see the head, and you're like, oh, is it like Tiffany come to rescue him or something? And they open the door, and he's like, Kyle, and she's like, Andy sent me. Let's play. What? And she's got like a knife. She's got a knife, and she goes after him. And then it's like, what's her name? Shoot, I can't remember her name.
Christina Elise?
Yeah, it's like Christina Elise as Kyle, just like the last movie. I was like, no one said anything about the unrated version this time. Netflix. They must have not watched it. I almost watched it on Netflix too, and then I was like, I should check the Blu-ray just to make sure. And it was there again.
Bummer.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe she'll be back in the TV show.
Yeah, so I guess we got to talk about that.
But she was wearing like a military beret and stuff. She was like set for battle. It was kind of.
But she didn't go to the military academy.
Well, I don't know. She
still wear a beret. She did wear a beret in the second movie, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. So she had a beret. Yeah, it was cool.
Otherwise, how would you recognize her?
She's in the raspberry beret.
That's why Chucky has to go, Kyle. Yeah, everyone's like, who's that? Yeah, unless you've been following her throughout.
We should say Andy just ends up locked in the padded room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, what are they going to go off and they're just going to go off and kill more people, I guess.
Oh yeah, so I guess there is Chucky. The Chucky head is still at his house,
and there's still a Chucky doll and Nica.
Nica could Dumbala into anything. Yeah. Any more dolls.
Guys, I have a rating system.
Okay, are we ready?
I think so.
Does anyone have any other thoughts before the rating system? No. Okay, here we go.
How many tummy guns?
I thought I was like Tommy. Tummy
guns.
How many tummy guns? I'm gonna give this one 3 ooey gooey tummy guns. I guess I had the classic Last Jedi syndrome where the thoughts of what I thought the movie was going to be didn't pan out, and I'm mad that it wasn't like that. No, I'm joking.
And you started a petition on change.org?
No, I think there's a lot of interesting ideas in this movie, and I was mostly just disappointed that they brought back Andy, but he was not like the main character. I think if you have him and he's got so much more history with Chucky than Nica does, and he is so full of anger and everything that he's done. Like, I guess I guess at this point, Chucky's done the same amount of stuff to Nica, but like,
no, he only one movie.
I know one movie, but he did the same thing where he like killed her whole family. Like, he killed her whole family.
Andy's mom's alive.
Yeah, that's right.
He forgot to kill all of her friends at school.
Yeah, that's true. I was just saying, like, he's wrecked about the same amount of murder on her, but she's just such a new character that you don't feel that nostalgia weight of like having her back. Even though, I mean, I guess we watched this right away, but it was 4 years later in real time. But yeah, I wish they had done more with Andy, and I don't know, like, it's just like I didn't like the setting of, you know, having it set at a mental institution felt like a cheap way for them to like extend the no one believes it's Chucky thing in like a really easy way. Which I don't know.
It could have been set at a mental institution without this cartoon version of the mental institution too.
Right.
For sure.
Well, especially because the second movie does such a good job of being like Andy's mom is now institutionalized. Like it makes that as a consequence, and it makes not believing that Chucky is there as like a real thing. I understand the movies have changed a lot, but you know, the part of the reboot ish of Curse was to bring it back to nobody believing, and we like that sort of thing. But it just ended up being somewhere in between all the different things it was trying to pull to. And
I guess I like that it's got Andy and that stuff was cool, and I like that B, it was still a horror movie and not overly funny in my opinion.
Right.
No, he was still cracking jokes, but sometimes they were just like really fucked up jokes, and I wasn't like laughing.
Like we said, it was some of the most enjoyable Chucky scheming.
Yeah.
So I would give it also 3 tummy guns, maybe for different reasons, but I thought he looked better than I expected, but I think just the story was not like there for me, and like it felt like a lot of setup for another movie that we probably are never gonna get to see. And also, we all care more about Andy, but like, you know, Alex Vincent is not Brad Dourif's daughter. You know, like, I don't know. I just, Nica's fine. I just, you know, I would have rather seen Andy. So, and I don't like how they just ended up stuck there.
How about you, Ieva?
I guess is it out of 10?
Yes. Out of 10 tummy guns.
I guess it -3 out of 20. Okay. I don't know. Maybe give it like a 3.5.
Hey, a half. That's cool.
I'm in agreement with everybody. I think I would have liked to see more of like, I don't know, more of a different character or something. I mean, I don't know. There was just, and there was not enough gore for me. Maybe I'm just that kind of person that just want to see, like, if you're going to torture someone, then torture, like, you know, it's kind of like, okay, now that's done. Okay, next. And it felt very like.
I think the grossest thing is we didn't talk about Multiple Malcolm getting a drill through his eye.
Yeah.
That was pretty gross.
It was gross.
I mean, I think the curb stompings were more.
Yeah, that was
gross.
also kind of gross. Yeah.
But yes, they were. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, I think I agree. More gore would have been nice too.
I don't know. That's just me.
I think that I'm in agreement with everything you guys said. I will say that it is fun to see Fiona Dourif doing like basically her dad.
That was
like that's pretty fun.
Although problematic.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
And just like her doing the laugh and stuff is fun.
Yeah.
I also would say that if we're going pound for pound with other slashers and other like movies in this genre, like at this point, if we're talking Elm Street, we're talking Halloween, it getting 7, this is a pretty decent entry for getting this long in the tooth for a series and having, you know, I would say that the character of Chucky is stronger in this one more than some of the other ones.
Totally.
And so I think that in a weird way, like I give it, you know, an honorary 2 more tummy guns. Like my rating is still 3, but in terms of sequels and in terms of sequels in this genre, for it to be this far in, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're right. I agree. I would agree.
But that being said, I think that's one of those things that there's enough there and there's enough original people, because usually, John Carpenter's gone. Like everybody's gone at this point. Like Don Mancini's there, and that's why there's so many things that we like. And I think the reason that we all have such a low rating is because there's so much that we love about this series in here, and it's just not paid off in a satisfying way. Like all of that remnants and all of the roots of everything that we're excited about are here. And in the same way that we got excited about the Halloween reboot, because it's like, oh, the original people are coming back. That's what this is, and and that's what it's kind of been the entire time, and it's a little disappointing.
Well, this is where things are going to split off.
Yeah.
Drama.
We still have one more Chucky movie left, but it does not involve
anyone.
Mancini, Kirshner, anybody.
Universal 1440.
Dourif, yeah.
They're going to have to give some credit to Kirshner, right?
Yeah, but it'll have to be like...
Or characters based on Don Mancini, too.
Yeah,
they're going to get credits.
Totally, but they're not creatively involved at all.
Yeah, and Brad Dourif is kicked to the curb.
Yeah.
Getting replaced by Mark Hamill.
Who's that?
I've never heard of him.
Oh, okay.
What
is he like?
He does movies?
I think his daughter went to USC.
Lara Hamill playing. So yeah, this will be the next one up. It comes out in a couple weeks, up against Toy Story. Pretty hilarious.
They've been marking that properly.
Yeah, it's funny. Tyler, earlier today, you were like... You're like, people are mad about this reboot?
Yeah.
And I was like, after watching this movie, I hadn't finished the movie at that point, and I was like, I can see a reboot not being a bad idea. I'm more worried about Chucky himself.
Yeah.
Because, I think that's what people are really mad about. They're not.
He doesn't look right.
Well, yeah, he doesn't. Not only that, but even just having a different voice in general. I know Mark Hamill's great. I'm sure it'll be fine. But I love the Brad Dourif voice and his personality, and it's gonna be jarring to me. I think
I do too. But as somebody who is the only Batman adaptation is Batman the Animated Series, and Mark Hamill being the Joker, I think that it's going to be unique, and I think that he's just an incredible voice actor. That's going to be... I'm really excited to see what he brings to it.
I'm, less excited about the AI thing, about how it's supposedly a possessed AI, or an AI gone wrong, and Charles Lee Ray may or may not factor in. I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, so Haley Joel Osment's in it.
I mean, that's what makes you think that, they could have just created a new franchise that explores that idea and come up with a new character that, would kill people. But instead, they're like, let's rehash Chucky. I don't know.
Ieva, are you going to go check out the new reboot?
Chuck out.
Are you going to chuck out? Great one. That was great.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll be interested to hear what you think. At the same time this reboot is happening, there is apparently a Child's Play TV show in development.
Yes.
I mean, it was announced a bit ago, and it hasn't materialized yet, so I don't know if it's still going on or what.
The original plan was Mancini was going to do TV shows and movies.
Yes.
So, who knows?
But the TV show is supposed to continue the film story arc. So.
Yes. I mean, now that there's a Critters movie and a Critters show.
That's true. It'll probably come out. That was so confusing to me. And I'm like, what? I'm watching all these trailers. I was like, I thought it was two movies, but no, one of them is a TV show.
And people refuse to let that Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot die, by the way. People are still holding on to that. So it's just...
Well, I don't know if they've shot anything for this TV show, but I would watch it if it came out. If it's got Brad Dourif.
They keep trying to do press for it, being like, Tiffany, will she be in the TV show? Will Glenn and Glenda be in the TV show? I keep seeing these headlines coming across, but I don't know. There's no set dates or pickups on that.
Yeah, why didn't they just ditch the whole Glenn and Glenda thing?
I know.
I was a little bit bummed about that too. I thought that might come back.
They should have been in the cult.
Yeah.
Right, well that would make it more of a cult. Instead of Attack of the Clones.
Well, I think that's going to wrap up our Cult of Chucky. Ieva, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
It was such a pleasure. I hope you had a good time. I know we did. If anyone wants to follow what you're working on, check out your music or artwork or anything, where can people check you out?
Well, my name is already complicated to spell, but I'm on Instagram at We Are Ieva, which is spelled We Are IEVA.
Perfect. And we can post up about your website and everything. On the
Thank you.
on our post.
My name is Lithuanian. It's just to make things more complicated.
Yeah. I think we've got smart listeners. They can figure it out.
Oh.
They know how to click a link.
It's just my nature. My personality has changed because of my name. Just like Malcolm.
Yeah, that's right. Oh shit, we had Mark Zuckerberg on the podcast.
Oh yes. He doesn't talk like this.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that video of him eating like a dry piece of toast? It's incredible.
Ew, what? No.
It's like him standing by a toaster, and then the toast just pops up, and he doesn't wait for it to cool off, and he just starts eating it.
Why is this a video?
It was like a Facebook promo thing of like trying to make him look normal, but he looks like a fucking alien.
Oh god, that's weird.
It's insane.
That is weird. That is weird.
Anyway, in the meantime, where can people like us, Silas?
Oh yeah, if you liked any of whatever this was, just check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sequel Rights. And then we're almost done with Chucky, so we need ideas for future franchises. Please email us sequelrights@gmail.com.
And please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Listen to us on Spotify. We're on there. If you leave us a review, we might even read it on the air. So please leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you.
We will definitely read it on the air. We love that shit. And thanks to my brother for the music at the top of the show. We'll see you guys next week for the final film in the Child's Play series. It's also called Child's Play 2019.